All right, traders, this is the watch list video for Wednesday, December 21st. The SPY tried to bounce a little bit today. It is low holiday week volume, though, so it's pretty dead out there. Things are thin, spready, so just be careful if you trade. I do want to give some hat tips. So Ben L, let me type this out here. ICCM was on the morning gap playlist. And an early pop, topped out at 4, pulled back, and then his idea was back to 4. I actually took a screenshot where you can see his actual post. First, he posted that, hey, it topped at 4, kind of giving everybody a heads up. There was the top at 4, right? Chance to take advantage of a whole number inflection point on a morning gapper. And he gave the idea after that, probably a couple minutes later, basically saying, hey, I like this over 4. And it went from 4 to 470 something, probably in 5 minutes. So that was a really nice heads up. You can see what it did the rest of the day. We don't care. As Wayne likes to say, we rent them. I also pointed out as it was setting up, took a screenshot. The early high was 670. It was heading back up there. This was my post in chat. bounce play setup still valid, meaning opening range breakout is worth a shot, right? And from 670 went up pretty nicely, pretty quickly. That's what we look for, is the setups that we teach to work right away, and there it is. And it closed pretty strong too. Couple other highlights late in the day. Kevin P gave RNA right about there through 1910. Pretty quick 50-cent move from there. Again, another one that the timing made it work right away. And I also mentioned, I hate to call this a call because we were doing the 2 o'clock, hey, what are you guys still watching? And then a little bit after that, I think I typed in chat something like VRNA over 19 maybe, right? It had come a long way to get there, but it ended up breaking 19 and going through 20 before rolling over. So, some people got a trade out of that as well. So there are some highlights from the day, but not a lot of activity. It's pretty dead out there, which is expected with Christmas coming up on, my God, is it Sunday? Yeah, Christmas coming up on Sunday. And by the way, the market's closed Monday. All right, so let's go to the daily. Look at the SPY one more time. So we're trying to bounce here. What are we watching for tomorrow? CNK has fallen straight down from 13 down to 9. It's not like I'm bullish on cinemas, theaters, whatever you want to call them, but this has fallen pretty far, pretty fast to take out recent lows. You know I like that for a potential snapback bounce. Tesla goes back on bounce watch. This thing is almost in free fall. And it's Tesla, so I'm absolutely intrigued for a potential bounce one of these days, but I haven't taken a bounce trade in it yet, and I've been watching it for several days. We'll see what happens tomorrow. You guys know what I like to look for, so if we get a setup, I'm going to try it. Amazon, I had it on bounce watch coming in today. It had a small gap up, and here's the intraday. I didn't take a trade. If I was going to take a trade in this one, after it did the initial pop and rolled over, took out yesterday's low and then showed some strength, probably would have Tokyo'd it somewhere on this green candle in anticipation of the high of day break, which would have maybe paid. I might have got shaken out right back here for a flat too, but it didn't do much as far as watching it for a bounce, so it just goes right back on bounce watch. Didn't get the setups that I look for. BIVI, crazy, right? This thing moved from 4 to over 14, and then in 2 days back down to 6. I'm not bullish on a chart like this, but I'm about, I don't mind trying bounce plays. And this thing, I couldn't find the news that slapped it back down, but you could just make the argument, hey, this sell-off here could be overdone, so I am going to watch it for a potential bounce. It's as simple as that. I only take a trade if I get an A+ setup. VRNA, nice breakout today, closing off its highs, but we're going to watch that for a possible follow-through setup. Apple did, and I'm mad at myself. I was bidding below 130. I told you in the video coming into today that I love a flush of 130, right? Back here when it actually went down to 129.04, but that whole number, 130 divisible by 10, and it's already down this far. Here's the opening. I'll show you the opening 2 minutes. Well, 2-minute candles. I saw it coming down to 130. And I threw a bid out below 130, but not low enough. It went down to 129.89. By the way, kind of did a double bottom before it ended up taking off. I did not get involved. I did have a bid under 130, but didn't get filled. So what are you going to do? Anyway, the fact that it flushed 130 and closed green makes me want to watch this tomorrow for a continuation of today's bounce. So it goes on long watch. PHVS had this crazy move, pulled back, and now it's starting to curl back up and topped out right around the whole number $10. So that one, it's a thin stock. This pop today went from 744 to 10. That's a big move percentage-wise, and did that on 1 million shares to show you how thin this is. Even though a little over a week ago it traded over 80 million shares in a day. I'm astounded this year at how quickly I'll see massive moves like this on massive volume, how quickly I'll see the volume just completely die out. It's almost creepy. But anyway, this one's super interesting tomorrow if we get a setup. RNA had the kind of coil here. You had the pop, the inside day. Looked like it was rolling over yesterday, but then next thing you know, today right back up. So that one goes on long watch. ALT tried to roll over, and then today right back up. That one goes on long watch. And then COSM, just a crazy stock. Today was the first day I could trade it since the chaos started. TradeStation was not allowing trades in it. Today they did. I put out a couple of orders, but I never got filled. But here's the intraday. Let me get that big day out of there so you can kind of see. This did make a nice move, right? From 6 to almost 9. Ended up actually breaking 9 late in the day. So that's a huge percentage move. But then when you pan out a few days, you had this crazy action. So I don't know. You've probably got more longs stuck in this thing than shorts. So, it's not like I have a winning side picked. It's well off the highs from the other day. But at the same time, there's a whole bunch of day traders watching it. So if I get an A+ setup, I'll probably give it a shot. Be careful with this one. Now, I watched it trade today, and it's pretty crazy. I'm going to leave it at that. Don't oversize on holiday weeks. Let's make sure we're trading A+ stuff. I'll see everybody in the chat room.